So, welcome to today's episode of the Heart and Mind of Business. Today, we are talking about getting the right headspace to attract customers. You don't want to miss this. Okay, today's topic is interesting. This is definitely a Debbie topic because she's all about the headspace stuff. So, getting the right headspace that will attract customers is our topic today. So, tell us everything that we need to know about getting the right headspace.
Well, do you know what? Just before we started to record this, I thought I'll have a look and see what headspace means. Do you want to know?
I do.
This is fascinating. So I'm just going to read this out. The first one is the air or empty space left above the contents in a sealed container. Now, who knew?
Oh. Okay. The sealed container, your head. Is there air in there?
True.
That's awesome.
And then the other one is a person's state of mind or mindset. There we go.
Okay.
And I just thought that was really interesting because actually when we think about headspace, it is about getting, we said about the air or empty space, but we are about the empty space between our thoughts.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. And the container, you're right, the head.
Start the container.
Thank you. Are our thoughts really in our head? We
That's
don't
an
know,
interesting
do we?
question. We don't really know.
We don't really know. And I could go down in saying, actually, our consciousness is in our microtubules, which is part of our cell wall, where there's little strings of water, and they know that if they anesthetize those, our consciousness just goes everywhere. So who knew that?
Who knew that? And now we're going cross-eyed. We're down a whole nother road today.
That's a whole different road, but really
whole different
place. Yeah, mindset. So
mindset,
mind gaps, where we can go wrong. So it's easy to want to get customers, isn't it?
Yeah, because they pay our bills.
Yeah, and we just think new business, I've got to get customers in. I've got to get them in. So we start looking, okay, can I get you? Can I get you? Can I get you? Can I get you? You go on networking. Oh, are you any good? No, you're not any good. Okay, I don't want to know you. Then are you any good? Can I get you? No, you're not any good. And then we start just wheedling people out. And do you think that creates the right environment?
Nope, that doesn't attract people. That actually, I think, repels people.
Yeah.
Because you're doing the gimme, gimme, gimme.
Yeah.
And then you're making the decision whether they're a good fit or not.
Exactly. It is. So you're right. It is. When we try to get, we're not allowing. But when we can get into a state of allowing, we are open and we're saying, okay, I'm not trying to get you, but I'm allowing you to come and work with me if that's the right thing. So I'm of service, and I'm allowing the space to say, yeah, I'd really like to explore that if you're open to it. But if you're not, that's cool.
Like it.
Yeah.
You know what I like that you said was I'm in service, right? I'm in service to you. If that's a good fit for you, I'm here to serve you. That resonates with me.
Yeah. And that's what we're about, isn't it? My business is here to create value, to do something, to transform somebody in some way. It's not about, I'm just here to take money off you. Otherwise I'd be a thief, wouldn't I?
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I'd just go out pickpocketing, and stealing money in some horrible way. But really, actually, I'm here to be of service. And the offshoot of being of service is that money comes to me, which
almost like a byproduct.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Right? A byproduct of what we do together.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And that's a lovely way to look at it.
That is. I like that.
Yeah. And my purpose is to be of service, to give great value, to help somebody be a better version of themselves. And the byproduct of that is that I earn some money. And when I get in that place of allowing, I am trusting that the right people will show up to me. So I'm not trying to get, I'm trusting that by me getting my message out there, by me staying in my space, by me being, the last video was about integrity. So I have integrity to my own mission, what I'm trying to share, when I'm authentic, when I speak from my heart, I'm trusting that the right people will show up and the right people will want to work with me. And if you know, if I'm having to try and convince somebody that they really want to work with me, they're not the right person.
Right.
And they would become a difficult relationship, because they're not really involved in their head in it, and I'd be trying to pull them and get them to do things which they weren't really invested in, and it wouldn't really work. But if I can trust that the right people show up, and I do that by creating headspace, which isn't full of clutter, which isn't full of the noise of saying, I've got to get, I'm worried about the money, I've got to go out and get this client, I've got to get the numbers up, I've got to do this and all this, and I'm focusing on the wrong thing when I do that.
Yep.
But if I can have that headspace and think, okay, where do I feel inspired to go to connect with my next ideal client? Who do I feel inspired to talk to? What product do I feel inspired to create? What book do I feel inspired to write? What thing do I feel? Maybe it's a collaboration like we've done with our book. Maybe it's trusting that I go to a particular networking. Maybe it's, I don't know, sitting down and meditating when I have a problem and realizing that the solution is bigger than the problem, even though I might not see it to start with. And using my language to help create intentionally, I know you like the word intentionally, intentionally using a mental equivalence of what I want. So instead of saying I want more money, which gives me in that space of being in the space of still wanting more money because that's what I'm attracting, whereas I'm thinking in my head and using my headspace to say, I really love working with this client, and I can talk about this, my ideal client. I can see myself working with the ideal client, that I'm just going to show up. And do you know what? It happens.
It's because you're using the right terminology, the right words, right? That attract your tribe, attract the right people to you, right?
Yeah. And when I have a client who's been working weekly and they'll say, oh, actually, I want to go down to bi-weekly, I go, yeah, that's fine. I don't worry about trying to keep hold of them because I'm going to lose some income. I'm now opening some space to allow some new clients in. And the interesting thing is they show up. I don't know how sometimes, but they do. And suddenly I'll get out of the blue an email saying, oh, you've been recommended, or I want a session. And then suddenly they'll do a session. And I had a session with a new person this morning, and she said to me, you're really gifted at what you do. She said you have such a gift. She said, I want to book another one for 2 weeks time. And I went, yeah, sure. Absolutely.
You are gifted, my friend.
Oh, but it was just nice actually that I don't have to feel cluttered. I can just give myself a bit of meditation time, go out for being mindful. And it's coming back to trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, trusting your gut feeling, and talking about what you want and not seeing the lack.
Yeah. Chasing after not the money, but chasing after the end result, the benefit.
Yeah. The opportunity to work with somebody and make a difference.
Yeah. I love it. So good stuff this week.
Thank you. My pleasure. Well, I'll tell you what, it is lovely to be talking about attracting clients, and we always want to attract the right clients. So I'd like you to put in the comments what type of clients you want to attract. Do you know what your client is? Do you know about them? Do you know where they go? Do you know how they live? What do you know about them? Have you given them a name? Have you even got a face? Have you given them an image? And how do you get the headspace? I'd like to know that too. Do you meditate? Do you do mindfulness? How do you trust life to show up? Or do you just try and do and work it all out and pack so much time in that you can't be productive?
Sometimes, and that doesn't work.
It doesn't. Yeah. So like and comment and then subscribe. We've got tons of other videos for you on all sorts of topics, and you can find out those topics on our book, 8 Ways to Mind Your Own Business. And there's lots more information in there too about how you can get the right mindset and headspace for attracting customers.
Yeah. All right. See you guys next week.